I'm gonna get the live chat pulled up here on this on the burner phone. So I've been talking about doing a Q&A for a long time, and I've done a couple of things on Instagram asking people for questions, and then I wound up not doing the Q&A video. I was gonna do one in Florida, and I was gonna do one a couple weeks ago, and I just never did. So I figured instead of just sitting down and talking to a camera and filming that way, I would just go live and do a live Q&A, because that might be a little funner. And with a sit-down Q&A, you're more in control of the questions that are asked, so now you guys can see what questions I actually choose to answer. Because I'm not going to answer every question, obviously. Some people get a little wild here on the YouTube. So yeah, I'm going to give people a minute to jump in, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. But hi Alex, Rachel, Susie, Shannon, Gina, Sandy, Kelly Sexton, Food, Coffee, and Freedom. Isaac and I just got back from breakfast. That's why I'm a little late, because they were a little late at getting our food, or getting our order actually in the first place. But the food was really, really great, and I kind of want to go back for dinner, because they have seasonal pumpkin spice menu right now, and they have a pumpkin spice. It's a regular cheesecake with pumpkin spice, pecan or praline pecan stuff that goes on top. I don't know. It looks really good. But thank you to somebody who said that yellow looks good on me. Glenn, I appreciate that. I love this shirt, and I love this color. I feel like I get new colors that I'm really into. For a while it was burnt orange. Right now it's a little bit of yellow and burnt orange. Paul Sherman said, I got my coffee and waiting for answers, laugh out loud. So I didn't necessarily prepare any questions. I do have a list of screenshots from the questions that people asked on Instagram. Kelly Sexton said, so was Isaac's favorite restaurant of all time really good? It was. We actually went there for dinner last night, and I got the same thing. And so apparently the first time I ordered it, it was a level 3, and there's 5 levels. And so I was like, this is not hot. So I was gonna do 5, and then the guy was like, it's really hot. You gotta be careful. It's super hot. Like, it's Thai level hot. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do 4. I did 4, and it still wasn't that hot. So next time I'm gonna do 5, and we'll see. We'll see if it's really that hot. There was another question. Oh, Tanya said, where is Isaac off to? He is he's editing right now, getting some work done. Shannon said, my question is, do you recommend the Jackery? I read mixed reviews on it, and I'm building a van for my tiny home. It'll be myself, a cat, and a dog. Honestly, when I lived in my van, I had the Jackery 1000, and I powered everything off of that. I couldn't have done van life as well as I did had it not been for the Jackery. It saved me. So, do I recommend it? Yes, but I do think it can be pricey for some people. But the thing about Jackery is it has, you know, smaller ones, and it has really big ones. So you can kind of fit one into your price range depending on what you need and upgrade as you can afford it or as you need it. So that's what I would say. I do recommend it. Debbie said, have you figured out if your bus is fixed since breaking down on the road? So I'm thinking it has something to do with, there's maybe a draw in the bus somewhere, but the thing is too, as it will still start right up now. The battery voltage is just low. So maybe it's possible that somewhere along the way the battery did get messed up. It's a brand new battery, and I do have warranty on it, so I can just take it in and get a new one, and we'll see if that's the problem. I'm gonna get it painted, and then I don't think it's gonna be some kind of crazy thing. And we did put in a new alternator. That could have been a bad alternator, or something along the way could have happened with the fact that it was a loose connection. Could have messed with the alternator, could have messed with the battery. Either way, I don't think it's gonna be a crazy fix that's like not fixable. That's why I'm not like freaking out and trying to get it fixed before I paint it and stuff. Wendy says you definitely look good in earth tones. Thank you. Earth tones, that's a good way to put it. I always say I'm really into like nude colors and neutrals, but earth tones is a good one too. I'm not big on bright colors. My mom is very much into like bright purples and blues, and I'm not. Trish said, good afternoon, sending best wishes to you. You and Isaac, hope all turns out well and the cost isn't too high. Thank you. I hope so too. Dot in Oklahoma said, Northwest states don't understand hot. That's what I said. I said, is this a northern thing? Because I'm from Texas, and none of this is hot. None of it's spicy. Irene Turner says, I was just watching y'all eat at Isaac's favorite place. Been watching y'all all morning. Been in the hospital with my husband. Gotta catch up. Oh, hopefully whatever's going on with your husband is nothing serious. I hope he's feeling better. And thank you. I'm glad that we could keep you company and keep you entertained. Hey, Des. Des is in the house. Miss Kareen Lounsbury said, ask for level 5 spices on the side at Thai restaurant. That's a good idea. But I mean, I kind of like to just dive in. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Carlos Gonzalez said, I have a van like the one that you sold for sale, only 93,000 miles. I liked my van. I think it would be perfect for someone who's solo without pets. It was great. I would have stayed in it had it not been for a handful of reasons, but nothing against the van itself. Roger End, a $5 super chat, says Jaws would be watching, but she is snoozing in the recliner. Keep up the great content. Well, hopefully she's taken a good nap, and I slept in a little bit this morning, but I'm still kind of tired, so I'm a little bit jealous. Shannon said, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Alex says, Des, the amazing super chat donation lady. Nicole said, how hard is it to live without a bathtub? It's not very hard. I gotta say, it's very rarely that I take baths. I think it's probably been over a year since I've actually taken a bath. Yeah, I don't take baths that often. And as far as showers, it was different during COVID, obviously, but on the road, when you're actually traveling often, like there's so many Loves, so many Planet Fitnesses that you can stop at and shower at, that I had a shower set up in my van. I used it one time for a video to demonstrate that I had a shower, and I never used it after that. And I still have it. It's at my mom's. Maybe Levi will want to use it, but it's just like a bucket with a water pump and a shower head. Then you just put the pump in the water in the shower head, use that to rinse, and I just never had the need for it. I always had a Planet Fitness or a gas station I could go to, or, jump in a river. But that's not for everyone. Not everyone can go jump in a river and feel clean. Food, Coffee, and Freedom said, we are building out a 2021 Sprinter. You inspired me. I've been watching you since the beginning. I finally talked the hubby into buying and building out a van. That's awesome. I would definitely say to document the journey, even if it's just for Instagram, or start a YouTube channel, or, why not dive all the way in and get a little crazy? And then you always have that to go look back onto. Daryl Sulfur says, do you have more than one pair of cowgirl boots? I have 5 pair of boots, I think, in total. My oracle said, will they, won't they? It's Ross and Rachel all over again, but way better. Let's see. George Gooden did a $20 super chat. Stay safe, sister. I'm enjoying your journey. Thank you, George. I appreciate that. I think we're always just trying to stay safe. Shannon said, I appreciate that. Also, I read mixed reviews on that one. So I've only had the Jackery 1000. I loved it. Anything smaller I've never had. Isaac has a tiny little Jackery, and we use it all the time. And it's so portable because it's so light, you can literally just carry it and take it with you everywhere. Alex said, hey Paul, nice to have an early chat. I am drained today. First physio session at home. Brenda says, I love earth tones. Robert said, mechanic should be able to one scope to check everything is doing everything it needs to. See, I had my bus in a mechanic shop, and someone even pointed out, they were like, so you took it to a mechanic and they didn't notice a loose connection. I mean, that's a good point. Always do a trip check like truckers do, easy to learn. Yeah, maybe that's something I can probably find on YouTube, a video on. Kelly Sexton said, you and Isaac may be building your buses at the same time. Fun seeing how you both do your own designs on your bus. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm definitely excited to jump back into my build, and I have a lot of new ideas, and I feel like you're constantly inspired, and especially when you're, for me, meeting people who also live in vehicles, and whether it's a van or a bus or whatever the case may be, like, it's fun to see other people's visions. Jonathan said, will the bus recharge the Jackery when you're running down the highway? I do have a connection that you can plug your Jackery into your cigarette lighter and it charges while you're driving, which I did that a lot in Florida, and I never used my solar panels. I only relied on that to charge my Jackery. So yeah, I do have that option. I don't know where that connection's at right now though. I'm doing a lot of finding stuff, then putting it away, and then forgetting where I put it right now. So Shannon said, Jaylena, you truly look happy, healthy, and at peace. God's blessings to you. Thank you, Shannon. I definitely feel it. Wandering Heap said, are you in the schoolie Facebook group? People are always there if you ever need help. I'm in quite a few nomadic groups on Facebook. Paul Honeyman did a 10-pound super sticker. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. And Yancel Perez did a $3 super sticker. Thank you. Gadal said, what's the temperature there? I don't know. It's pretty chilly. The sun feels nice, but if you're in the shade, it's definitely chilly. Hey, Miss Colbert. Albert said, what's the engine? I always forget this because they ask me when I go to O'Reilly's every time. I don't know. I always just have my title with me, and I'm like, here, everything that you need to know is right here. Gray Swan said, are you going to put a deck on the top of your bus, maybe solar? I will have a deck. It'll be like it'll be from my skylight to the front of the bus, and then I will have solar panels on each side of the skylight and the max fan. Rob said, so do you have a plan B come Tuesday if the bus is still down, like ask to pay someone to drive you back or rent a car? So Isaac might have insurance that covers a rental car, possibly, I don't know. But as far as a plan B, I don't know. I think we're just waiting to hear what they have to say on Monday before we really get a game plan together. Jonathan said, are you spraying or rolling the bus paint? I will be rolling it. Definitely not trying to use a spray gun on anything. Alex said, I've never heard a quiet Isaac before. Erica said, wait, didn't you say before that baths were your wind down me time? Yes, I mean, everyone loves a good bath, especially if it's like a soaker tub, like a jacuzzi style. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love baths. It's just not often that you get the chance to take them. And it's not the same when it's like, right now we have a bathtub in this hotel, or in this motel room, but I'm not quite sure about how I feel about soaking in a bathtub that's in a motel room, and it's probably not as comfortable given the shape of it. It's not for that. But yes, I like taking baths. It just doesn't happen often. Let's see. Sorry to all the people who are watching from other countries and it's super late. I appreciate you stopping by to say hi, though. I'm just going through, I'm trying to find the questions. I'm trying to focus more on the questions. Lou said, does the motel have a pool or did you have to use someone else's? It's actually kind of chilly, so I don't know that we would even try and go jump in a pool if we could. But no, I don't think that this motel has a pool. It's pretty small. Let's see. I always thought it rained a lot in Oregon. Does it rain a lot here? Apparently it does.
It's just...
It rained once since I've been here. Pam Holates did a $20 super sticker. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Nicole said, we are a small family of 3 plus our chihuahua. We are thinking of going mobile. Do you ever regret it? Do you think it's realistic for a family with kids? Yes, I do 100% think it's realistic. Solely for, obviously I don't have any experience with that, but solely for the fact that being on the road, I've seen so many people with kids who, I mean, it's definitely possible. You definitely have other struggles that you'll face versus someone who doesn't have kids or doesn't have pets. But it's definitely realistic, I think. And do I ever regret it? I don't regret it at all. I don't think I could ever see myself going back and saying and like changing what I did to get to where I'm at, or deciding that I don't want to do what I'm doing anymore. Let's see. Alex said, hey, Miss Cold Beer, have you got your bus yet? Yeah, have you? George said, Florida is the promised land, but not right now. I was in Florida in the winter, last January, and I loved it. It was still super hot. Like, I couldn't imagine the Keys in the summer. It's crazy, and it's so humid. So Chester Brandt says, what do you do to get money for your projects? Like, do you have a job or savings put away? For work, I do YouTube full time, and that's what I've been doing for a long time. So the way that you get paid on YouTube is that once your channel is monetized, you get paid per ad watched. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, if you have a lot of views or you have a lot of subscribers that you're making a lot of money, because you get paid per ad that's watched. So I always tell people, if you like a YouTuber and you really want to support them, but you can't necessarily afford to, like, you know, do a super chat or join their Patreon, the best way to support your favorite YouTubers is to watch their ads. Wandering Heap said, for insurance purposes, it's not a desk, it's a luggage rack. Careful how you describe things. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Did I? Oh, I think I missed some super chats here. We got a 50-pound super chat from Lou Farbos to help with yours and Isaac's expenses. So glad you have each other for support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, because being on the road, that's another thing too, is you have to plan for things that are not planned for, like your bus breaking down, or whatever the case may be. Kathy Paulin did a $20 super sticker. Thank you, Kathy. George said, I'm watching while working at the shop. Alex said, tell Isaac just to shout hi. His silence is deafening.
Hi. Filipinos.
Pam Polite said, I've been watching you for 2 years. You definitely have come a long way to a happier you. Love you, girl. Thank you, Pam. Debbie said, Jaylena, when you're stuck and you don't know what to vlog or to what your style is, like trends you like Hannah Duggan, she sells clothes. See, I get that too, but I don't necessarily, well, one, I don't have all my clothes, I don't have all my stuff with me. So even if I wanted to do like a vlog, like, I know which ones you're referring to as far as how she does it, but I don't know. She like thrift shops and stuff, and I have done thrift shopping, but she also, like, she'll buy clothes that don't fit her and then like tailor them to fit her. So it's actually interesting to watch something like that versus like, this is what I ordered online, and that's kind of where I'm at. Is just I most of my clothes I just ordered online or I bought from Walmart. Anyone can go to Walmart and see the stuff that I wear on my videos. Glenn said, if you don't mind, can you ask Isaac if he is full-blooded Filipino?
Half.
He's half Filipino and half white. George said Isaac has mad flip-flop paddling skills. Sup Dog said, I've watched a van life video this morning. This couple was broke down in Bend, Oregon for over 12 days. They had called Isaac and he was heard on the speakerphone getting advice where it worked out on Bonafide Bus.
Oh, yeah.
I actually watched their channel before I met Isaac. I used to watch, or I haven't been able to really watch YouTube, but maybe that's what I'll do today, is sit down and get caught up on my favorite channels. They're one of them.
They're awesome.
Kara said, is your bus engine a gas or a diesel? Mine is a gas engine. Most buses, I think, are diesel, though. Linda said, y'all banked earlier. Hope you get enough to stay another night in the motel. So we're in the hotel until Tuesday, I think, is our checkout date. Just in case, because like I said, we're gonna have to get a game plan going on Monday. So we figure we might as well stay that night too, just in case. And so the hotel's paid for until then. I was just blown away at the prices. Like, you can Google it. Google the prices here, and for a hotel in Bend, Oregon, and it is insane. Like, for a 3-day stay in a nice hotel here is the same amount of money for a whole month in a high-end apartment in downtown Dallas. Brian said, you need to get your butt back to Tennessee. Why is that? I'm not even from Tennessee. If I were to go anywhere, back anywhere, it'd probably be to Texas. Let's see. Rob said, doesn't rain that much here in Southern Oregon. Dot in Oklahoma said, are you both ever going to travel down the Oregon coast? I would like to. Isaac's shaking his head yes. So maybe after he finishes Vin Diesel and
I might have to go to some
maybe after he finishes, 3 or 4 buses. Let's see. Sorry. Anytime I'm in public, I wind up choking on my water or my drink. We went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I swallowed my lemonade wrong. There's a little piece of chicken in it. Oh man, I could not breathe, and I was trying so hard not to cough. Wendy from Northeast Ohio said, "What's your happiest moment since you got your bus?" I don't know. That's a good question. A hard one to answer. I feel like so many good things have happened, and I've just had a really good experience bus-wise. Not like, obviously not with the bus because it's broken down on me and I've had some problems with it. But the fact that like what having bought the bus has where it's taken me. So just, I guess, buying the bus in general has brought so many happy experiences and moments that I don't think I can choose. Kelly Sexton did a $20 super chat toward your van build. Safe travels back to your van. Thank you so much. I don't know what's gonna take to fix it. Hopefully it's nothing crazy, but I appreciate that. Simple Crazy Life said, "I'm going to do it. I have 8 children, but only part-time for now." Oh my goodness. I know what that's like. I have 7 siblings, so. Miss Cold Beer Ranch. No, Mr. Cold Beer Ranch has not given in yet. Sorry, I feel like I'm really behind. This is why I'm trying to focus on just the questions. Marquita Thomas said, "Have you ever been to Colorado? If so, where?" I've been to Colorado. I have friends that live in Denver. So I spent some time in Denver for a minute and then did a trip around the Rockies, all the way around for a couple of days, and then didn't really stop other than that, and drove through Colorado down into New Mexico. I loved it though. I'd love to go back. Let's see. Apparently, okay, some comments are getting deleted that I haven't seen, but I can see the other people. Rob said, "Where are you in Oregon?" Right now we are stuck in Bend. Sharon said, do you know Florida has over 25,000 people? Oh, yeah. Apparently it's coming back, a different strain. Kayla G says, "Does Isaac know Brennan Taylor? They look like brothers. Haha." I don't know. Do you know who Brennan Taylor is? He said he doesn't know who that is. I'll have to Google it. Mindy's in the house. Mindy's in the house.
Did you want her to come say this?
Oh no, I texted her this morning. Supdog said that my bus is a 350 Chevy gas throttle body injected engine. Isaac's bus is a 7.3 power stroke diesel.
Yeah, I can hear power stroke a mile away.
Des said, "I shop at Walmart too." There's nothing wrong with shopping at Walmart. One time someone was trying to give me crap for my they kind of look like Birkenstocks, but they're not. They're from Walmart. And someone was like, "I know where, or you bought your shoes at Walmart." It's like, I sure did. I was probably wearing pants and a t-shirt from Walmart too.
And now you have real birds.
Only because my fake ones have paint all over them. Patchy the Pirate and the Potty the Pirate said, "Ahoy, there's the pirate hotel that I used to stay in New Jersey called the Jolly Roger Jolly Roger Hotel in New Jersey. Have you ever been there or heard of it?" I've never been to New Jersey, but I love pirates, so it's probably a place that I would like to visit. When I was in Mexico, in Cancun, they had all these like fake pirate ship, like yachts and stuff, and it was pretty cool. Let's see. I feel like I'm way behind trying to look for for questions. Cindy has said, has Isaac been practicing for Descend on Bend?
I've been to the shop.
No, because we have been stuck out here. I think the last time he practiced was when he played y'all a song for that live chat, like a week ago. Rob said, did you see Donna Van Life's last video? She gave a sneak peek of the box truck with all the walls done. I've seen bits and pieces of the box truck build, but no, I haven't watched her last video yet. Kayla G said, when can we hear Isaac's Ed Sheeran cover? What song was it? You can go hear it right now. What song was it?
I had one that kind of did really well. It's called
Is that the one? Is that the one where I think it's Kale playing like thing? Yeah, I like that one. That one's really good. I was very impressed.
That's 5 months.
Isaac's gonna throw in his cover of Ed Sheeran, and you guys should go listen to it because it's really, really good. Joe D'Angelo said, how much did your Starbucks coffee cost? I think probably like $5.
It's $10 for
But we each got one, so it's $10. Lou said, sounds like you intend on sticking around till Isaac builds 3 to 4 buses. Laugh out loud. Well, you know, I don't know how long I'll be here for. I guess you guys will have to wait and see. RT3 said, these days coughing can get you dirty looks. And I wasn't just coughing. I was like dying. I couldn't breathe. It made my voice sound funny. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever choked on, like, you know, when you swallow a liquid and it goes down the wrong hole. Oh, man. George Gooden said, how is Levi at Home Depot? Levi's doing good. I think he's struggling to find the time. He's struggling to prioritize his time when it comes to the bus build. So when he calls me up, I get on his butt about it. But, I mean, I can't make him do it, you know. Des, the hobo traveling nurse, said, do you recommend getting a 5-year-old bus or less with 80,000 miles on it or less on it? They are pricey, but do you think it's worth it?
only the right motor. That's all that matters.
Isaac said the thing that matters most is the motor. So your recommendation is to always get a 7.3 diesel.
But if she's gonna get a newer bus like that, and she can find one with the 6-7 power stroke,
Or a 6.7 power stroke if it's a newer one like that, is what he recommends.
they're actually better older because they're more reliable. Newer buses are not reliable. That's why they all switch to gas.
You hear that? He's definitely the person to go to as far as bus engine questions. Glenn said, Jaylena, did you start wearing your Birkenstock sandals already? Does it feel good as it looks good too? I started wearing them, yes, and they're nice, they're comfortable. Yeah, I like them. I don't have anything bad to say about them. Let's see. Carmen said, forgive me if you have already provided this information. Do you have a PayPal? I do have a PayPal. It's just jaylenadunn. And I think that's the Cash App too is the same. Alex13 said, just looked at hotel prices. There are $200 one night for a Motel 6. Wow. $400 for a higher end. Yeah. So they're pricey. And we were just like, kind of got not kicked out, but like we were looking at hotels trying to find a deal. I was on like hotels.com and TripAdvisor and Booking.com trying to find a good deal, and they're all just like, there's not really. I always find great deals on like those sites. Always. In any town. This is the only place I've ever been that I was like, oh my gosh, there's no such thing as a good deal. There's no such thing. It's just you gotta eat it. Cindy said hello from Northern Virginia. You eat. Ninth Element said, Jayleen, I just read your text. Sorry, I've been painting. No problem. I just wanted to check up on you. Alex said, question, can you tell us about your siblings? I know Levi, but not all 7 ? So I have 7 siblings. I have 6 brothers and 1 sister. My sister is the oldest. We're 16 years apart. And so it's my sister, and I have 4 older brothers. So that's Nancy, Adam, Luke, DJ, and Travis. Me, and then I have 2 younger brothers. You guys know Levi, and then my youngest brother is named Emmanuel. And Levi just turned 25, and Emmanuel is turning 24 later this year. Lou said they have fake pirate ships in Crate that play the theme to Pirates of the Caribbean while they take people around. See, I would love to do something bougie like that. Green Thumb said, do you have other plans besides bus life? Any hobbies or other interests? So, as far as hobbies, I like to draw. I have a guitar and I have a keyboard. I used to play percussion. I want to learn how to play the guitar, and I want to teach myself how to play the keyboard again. So, and I like to write. I've always been a writer. I want to write a book someday, and I'm going to start a podcast. As far as bus life, of course, I'm not always going to live in a bus forever. I do at some point down the road want to buy some land and maybe build a tiny house or build a cabin. I want to buy a boat one day and have a boat somewhere. Maybe even live on one. I don't know. I have lots of ideas. We'll see what happens. Cindy said, are the Airbnbs high too? I've actually found some really good deals on Airbnbs. The only thing is, it's hard to find an Airbnb the same day. Like, it was hard to, there was very, very few options for us to get an Airbnb the same day. So Airbnbs are easier and they're cheaper if you can plan it for further out, and you know, like, you're gonna be, or if you plan ahead of time, yeah, Airbnbs are cheaper. And I found some really cool ones. It's just the dates weren't available. So that's the thing with Airbnbs. Sam said, do I regret selling the van? Not one bit. I loved that van, but I don't regret selling it at all. And I'm glad that the person who bought it is enjoying it, and they're literally out there traveling. They're not, you know, they didn't just buy it for it to sit in their driveway. Like, they're making use of it. I think I skipped through some things here. Here we go. Dawn Rockford said, what color? So I don't know. I'm still not set on a color yet for the bus. Dora said, have you checked your PayPal accounts for donations for the repairs on the bus? Des, the hobo traveling nurse, she did send me a PayPal, so thank you so much, Des. Let me check and see, just in case there's any that did it right now. And then Dora Mathers to help with the bus repair and hotel. Thank you, Dora. So to Des and Dora, who obviously it's not going to pop up on the live chat, but I do appreciate you guys. Cindy said, what are you going to do when you need to get your hair done? Go to Texas. I know how it is when you have your favorite hairdresser. So actually, I found a hairdresser in Portland that I really, really, really like. And so I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. But next time I get my hair done, I have a girl in Portland that I think I'm going to try. And I'm very picky with who I let touch my hair, but I found her on Instagram. I went through and found a few different women who do hair or a few different hairstylists who do hair in the area, and she was one of them, so I'll probably wind up going to her. Cruiser Chris World Network said, where are you guys at today? Right now we're just in the motel and we're getting some work done. There's a couple of things I need to do. I don't have anything to edit because I wasn't planning on doing a video. I was planning on painting and sanding, and well, I was planning on sanding, prepping for paint, and painting the bus and stuff, and that's definitely not going to happen with us being stuck here. So that's what we're up to today, just working, and then we might go to the place where we had breakfast and have dinner. Again, I got lost here. Kayla said, Isaac, can we get a Nirvana cover?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a no?
I like Nirvana, but I'm not trying to learn anything new right now. I'm just trying to remember what I know.
He's trying to remember his own songs right now. Pete said, don't know if you saw my last comment, but if not, would you want to travel overseas and where? Thanks for your content. I find it interesting. All the best. Take care from a UK fan. Yes, Pete, I actually do want to travel overseas. I know some people in Australia, some subscribers in Australia I'd love to meet. And then a friend that I met on Warped Tour who has a production company in Australia. So that's always been on my bucket list though, regardless of knowing anyone there. I do want to go to Australia. I really want to go to Ireland and the UK. Yes, to answer your question, I do want to do some more international traveling. Let's see. Paul said, Isaac, quit hiding. Isaac's working, or at least he's supposed to be.
I'm sitting right here.
Carolyn, yep, when you do that, you cry, you laugh and cry at the same time. Yeah, she's talking about choking in the restaurant. Ms. Cole Beer did a $50 super chat. Just because y'all are awesome, enjoy watching y'all's progress. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Living Dead Girl said, what are the dimensions for your buildable space in your bus? I'm getting a bus in the next couple months and we'll build it out in Vancouver, Washington area. That's awesome. Basically for like the living area, I think it's 7.5. No, we'll say 7 by 10 feet. So it's small, but given that you can stand up, and I also went from being in a tiny, I don't remember how many square feet my van was, but it was very small, to something the size of my bus is a significant difference in my opinion. Steve Cruz said, this is the only 2 months when Bend, Oregon is popular for outdoor tourists. We took an Uber and he was talking about how crazy it is in the summertime here, and especially after like not people being cooped up and not being able to like leave. So Morgus said, Isaac, if I buy a steering wheel, can you build me a nice bus based around that steering wheel?
I don't do metal fab, so that's gonna be a negative.
Melinda B said, my guess is that Jelena will do a light aqua for her bus exterior. Am I close? I'm curious why everyone wants me to do blue. Everyone always says a different shade of blue. And nothing against blue. I'm probably not going to paint it any shade of blue. Living Dead Girl said, what do you think of corrugated metal for a shower? So here's the thing. to me, corrugated metal is very, very rustic. And I like corrugated metal when combined with like a rustic theme. I just don't know how I feel about it in a shower, in a bus, or like in a rig. I've seen it done, and it doesn't always look bad, but it doesn't always look great. So I guess it depends on how you do it. I think, you know, with the right idea, anyone can make something look special in their own way. So I mean, I guess it just depends on, you know, on how you do it. And I can look at something and be like, that is super ugly, and you might look at it and be like, that is absolutely beautiful, and vice versa. You know, I can look at an outfit and be like, that's such a cute outfit, and my best friend can be like, girl, no, please don't ever wear that. Oh no, the phone died. Not this phone. This one. The comments one that I'm using. Okay.
That one?
Yeah. I knew it was gonna happen. Let me get back on this chat. So I was, well, never mind. That's off topic. Okay. Oh no! Okay. I'm back. Where's this live chat? Alright. Let's see. Gloria said, did you guys eat Chinese food last night? We did not. We went to Isaac's favorite restaurant. Again. And we got the same thing, and it was great again. Cindy said, can you play Wipeout? Do you know what that is? I don't know what that is, so probably not. Linda said, I just signed up on your Patreon account, but Isaac doesn't have one. He needs to create one. He's thought about it, but I think he thinks he has too much stuff on his plate right now to focus on a Patreon the way that I think he wants to. Kayla said, tell Isaac his Ed Sheeran cover is fire. Super talented. Fire. I thought so too.
It was back when I was skinny.
It's good. It's a good video. It's a good cover. Poppy the Good Troll said, will Isaac travel or is he just stationary? We're traveling right now. Carmen M said, can you suggest to Isaac to go back and listen to his music so that when he is asked to sing one of his songs, he'll be able to love on his audience with those songs and tell him they are good. Can you go back and practice your own songs so that when we ask you to play a song, you'll know how to play it?
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
I actually have to. I'm supposed to play a dang set, but I haven't been at the shop. And I got a guitar here, man.
We can go find a guitar center and you can relive your glory days.
I've got a guitar center here.
How do you know?
No Ben.
Chris said, would you consider shipping the bus for a UK tour? No. I feel like that'd be so much money. I've never looked into it before, but people do it, so it can't be terribly expensive, but I feel like it'd be really expensive. I would probably just like, maybe, do like, what's that movie where they switch houses? Do like a collaboration with another van lifer and be like, we're gonna switch rigs. You fly over here, I'll fly over there. That would be cool. That would be better than shipping your rig somewhere, I feel like. Oof, 91 degrees and humid here in Juliet. I hate humidity. Let's see. Sometimes these comments are crazy. Ninth Element said, Isaac, did you buy bubble bath? How many have you had so far? He hasn't taken any baths.
Yeah, I did. I took it this morning. And you were asleep.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Apparently Isaac took a bath this morning when I was asleep. Gmail user said, what is your age? I am 29. I forget that sometimes though. Melinda B said, Jaylena, what will you work on first when you get back to your bus? First things first is to finish sanding. Then I need to prep it for paint. Then I'm going to paint the roof. Then I'm going to paint the body. Kathy said, Jaylena, there's a big pirate invasion and event in Tampa every year called the Gasparilla. You should check it out. So when I was in Florida, who was I talking to? I think it was me and Samantha, maybe. Gasparilla. Who was I talking to about that? We were saying, the person who was telling me about it was saying that it was in St. Petersburg. So I messaged my friend who lives in St. Petersburg and was like asking him about it. And he was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about because it's not in St. Pete. It's somewhere else. But it is, oh yeah, it's in Tampa. And so I don't remember what she told me it was about, but it's kind of weird. And I'd love to go experience it. Abigail Lee said, I don't know if you've answered this already, but where did you find your bus? So I found my bus on Facebook Market. I feel like so I do look on Craigslist and stuff, but what I love about Facebook Market is when people sell stuff on there, you can like go to their Facebook and kind of stalk them a little bit, see if they're weird or not, you know? And then you can kind of feel a little bit safer knowing like, oh, I'm buying a bus from this teacher who works at the company that the bus was owned by, you know, which is what happened to me. Let's see. Crystal C said you should do yellow like your shirt. I feel like yellow bus is just too...
It's already yellow.
Yeah, it's too close to being a normal school bus. And it's already yellow. It has a few different shades of yellow though. Linda said Tiffany blue would be pretty with some kind of drawing on it. See, like, I love Tiffany blue. I just probably wouldn't ever, like, want to live in a gigantic Tiffany blue box. Metallic midnight blue is cool. I've seen blue buses, like, that are cool. Like, the #1 bus, their bus is blue. It looks nice. Navigation Nowhere's little bus is blue. It looks nice. But I wouldn't want a blue bus. Nothing against blue. Gloria said, you'll probably paint it green. That's your favorite color. Not gonna lie, thought about it. Coppery would be pretty. Food, Coffee, and Freedom said, when we get out this bus built, we can do a meetup and have y'all do a tour of it. Yeah. I mean, Isaac's the one that does tours, and he's always looking for cool new bus tours to do. Grumpy Grandpa Patriot Show says, this is a good question. Does Isaac ever lose his cool when things are not going smooth on a bus build? I would. One thing I will say about Isaac is he is very, very patient and kind and understanding when it comes to, because a lot of times he'll have people in the shop helping that don't necessarily know what they're doing. So things go wrong. Not because of them. Sometimes, you know, Isaac makes mistakes too. But, like, I think it was my 3rd day up here. Just met Isaac. We were working on the bus, and he puts me on my first project by myself. And I messed up. And I was so afraid because I didn't know how he was going to react because of the reactions that I was always used to. Being around people working and stuff, you know, and people can get crazy. And he was just like, you know, basically, well, what happened? Okay, this happened. All right, what can we do to fix it? Super, like, not mad at all. More so just like, it's done. Let's figure out how to fix it. And so I think that was one of the first moments that I was like, wow. Isaac's a really cool person. I appreciate his demeanor and his patience and understanding. Debbie said, what aesthetic are you going with for the bus? I want my bus aesthetic to kind of be like I don't know. I was thinking more of like an Aztec-y feel. And now I might be leaning towards something else, but I don't want to say it yet because I think it might still just be an Aztec-y feel. If that makes any sense to anybody. Melinda said, do a wild artistic paint job on your bus. I have a friend, an internet friend, and he does murals for a living. So I thought about having him do a mural on the side of my bus. I talked to him about it already. He's just like, yeah, whenever you're ready, we'll figure it out. So if I do get it painted, I'd have him do it, and I wouldn't want it to be anything wild or crazy, just something really cool and unique that, you know, like if I did wind up selling it one day, the buyer is not going to be like, I mean, I like your bus, but I don't know about the outside. Rob said, shred sled paint came out great. How about some bright colors on Levy too? Now, I don't want to go with bright colors. It's just not me. I want it to represent who I am. I'm definitely not very bright and colorful, I don't think, as far as my style goes. Let's see. Tess Gonzalez did a $20 super chat. Thank you, Tess. I appreciate it. Cameron said, how many times have you gone insane? I don't know. Not sure. I don't know. I'm a pretty chill, laid-back person. I'd be very curious to hear anyone's stories about me going insane. I can't think of anyone who's actually seen me crazy. Paul Honeyman Jillian needs a wrap for her bus the same as her phone cover. That would be cool. I feel like that would represent me very well, but I feel like it also devalued the bus itself. Kayla G said, I think I was talking to you on here last time. I've been trying to find a house to buy with some land. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way to go, is like buy a house on some land, because I don't understand why people, I mean, I get people have their reasons, but I personally would never want to spend $250,000 on a house that is 3 feet away from my neighbor. No offense to my sister. The colors at the bottom of the picture behind you seem autumnal, which I love. Leaves in the autumn here in the UK are lovely to see. Yeah, it's a really pretty painting. Paul Honeyman did a £5 super chat. What the hell? You're bright and colorful, and never forget it, girl. I just mean, like, not that I'm not a bright and colorful person. I'm just, that's not my style. You know, like, you won't see me in like bright colorful eyeshadow. I will always be wearing some type of brown or black. Okay, any questions? Koi Lake, Jelena, where are the fur babies? They are at the shop, but they are being taken care of, so no worries. Let's see. Pam, The Holiday. Yes, The Holiday, where they switched houses. I wasn't a fan of that movie until I watched it like a couple times. Country Haven Dairy Goat said, you were really good at making jewelry. Do you still do that? I haven't done that in over a year. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, like, I wish I could have done more. I just didn't have the resources at the time, and then eventually I just didn't make jewelry anymore. Andrew said, do you know anyone that can help with a Tacoma bed build? YouTube is your best friend. If you want to learn anything or find any type of crazy build, you can probably find it on YouTube. I was thinking about building out a Hummer for a minute, started watching videos on that. I thought about doing a Jeep for a minute, we started watching videos on that. You know, you can find them out there. There's not a lot of people who do Hummers, but they're out there. Vicky said, are you going to continue doing all the paint and expense and labor before knowing the engine is sound? I think the engine's fine. Like, it's not going to be anything crazy like, oh, you know, shouldn't have painted, now the bus doesn't run. Like, the bus starts up, it runs great. At this moment, the battery voltage on the dash is just saying that it's low. That's the only issue. I don't think that's going to be a crazy fix. Gmail user said, what's your favorite sport? I don't play sports. I never did. I did like ballet and cheerleading and like dance when I was a kid and in high school and stuff. Never did play sports, but as far as watching sports, I do like watching football. That'd probably be my favorite sport to watch. Either football or like UFC, if that's considered a sport. Miss Colbert said, Texas humidity is rough right now. Running in the mornings before work is not so bad, but in the evenings after work it's hot. I can imagine. Like, especially being near Houston. Oof. I would never want to. When I worked at Von Lane, most of the time I'd go to Austin, but for a hot minute I was like, I want the Houston route because it was a 4-hour drive. So I would be working like 10 to 12 hour days instead of 8 to 10 hour days, and so I'd get paid a lot more. So I'd always want the Houston route. Austin's funner, but the Houston route was longer. And I did not enjoy going to Houston in the summer. Glenn said, please tell Isaac, love all 5 songs I got from iTunes from the Schooliana Sessions EP. On the Road is my home. Devil's Hole, Bones, End of the Line, all the things. Isaac should write more songs.
I want to, I think so.
Don Rockford said, are there any good pizza places where you are? What's that pizza place we went to? Do you remember what it's called? I mean, that's the only pizza place we went to, though. We went to one. I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Franklin Avenue, I think. It was alright. We did get, like, the last pieces of pizza, though, that they were selling. It was closed. Or they were closing. Let's see. Coral. Coral would be a pretty color. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I've been on for about an hour, so now's the time to throw in your questions. Let's see. So I'm only going to focus on the questions. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. The Salty Monkey said, where did you get the name Levy? I just know the song, so just wasn't sure. So Levy's not like, I'm sure whatever that song that you're thinking of, I think I know which one it is. But so I named the bus after Dan Levy, who's the main character and writer on the show Schitt's Creek. If you've ever seen the show Schitt's Creek, you know, and if you haven't, I suggest it. It's on Netflix, I think, right now. And and I highly suggest it. It's a great show, but that's where the name Levy came from. And Dan Levy is the son of the dad on American Pie, who I'm not sure his first name, but that's their last name is Levy. Let's see. Questions. Someone asked what type of jewelry I made. I was just messing around with like resin and stuff. And then I did some resin art with my friend Bridget, which is what she does on the side, which is fun. It's just a lot of resin. Like stuff like that can't really, I could do it in the bus traveling, but that's a lot of resin. Grumpy Grandpa Patriot Show said, do you plan on going back to Ghost Ranch? I do. I loved Ghost Ranch, but when I went, they weren't doing the movie tours. So I want to go back and I want to do the tour where they put you on a horse and they walk you around and they tell you, this is where this movie was made in this scene with these actors, and there was a ton of movies that were filmed there. And that was really cool. And the cabin that was in the movie City Slickers is like the first thing you see when you drive in. Abigail said, where are some good places to camp out in a schoolie? I mean, it really depends on where you're at. I guess I would say BLM land for a more general answer. Other than that, I would have to have a specific place that I've actually been to suggest a good place. Sue said, I'm curious about the legal aspects of seatbelts, passenger seats, weight limits. All of that are limiting factors here in the UK. It does depend on where you're at, and then it also depends on what your bus is registered as. Ellen Campbell said, what to look for in an engine when buying a bus? Something must give you a sign of a good bus. I would say that's probably not the best question for me to answer. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, but Isaac's going to be doing a whole series on everything if you're thinking about buying a bus, and then if you do buy one, what to do. So maybe stay tuned for that. A fish aquarium wouldn't work on a bus. I don't think an aquarium would, but I've seen people do van life, bus life with pet fish before. I think Dorit has a pet fish in her bus. Chris said, will you be heading up to New England for a fall trip? Probably not. Rose said, Jaylena, how long do you anticipate the bus build taking once you get back to it? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to give myself a time limit just because I don't want to push myself too hard. I just want it to be an experience that I can have fun doing, I can look back on and have nothing but good memories and not frustrated ones. So I'm not really going to give myself a timeline. I'm just going to go with the flow and get stuff, just keep moving forward and get what I get done when I get done with it. I mean, you guys are going to see it all happen in videos, so you'll be there with me. And I think once I really get going, you'll kind of see how long it's going to take right there with me. Donna said, are you staying in Oregon for the winter? I mean, I'll definitely be here when winter starts. It's just me. Said, how does a person send money for Isaac's bus repair if they cannot send it here in a super chat? So if you want to donate to his repairs and stuff, don't do it in a super chat on here, but you can send him a PayPal, which is what?
My email. I'll put it in there.
And he'll drop a link to his PayPal if you guys want to donate to the Schooliana bus repair. Grumpy Grandpa said, do you watch Secure Team 10? I don't. Is that a YouTube channel? Pat Ridgen said, shouldn't you paint the bus a neutral color like white so that if you decide to sell it, it would be a color most people would like? I mean, the thing is, yes, to some extent, but you also have to think about this is your home and you want it to feel like your home, and you don't want to have to think about, well, what if I sell it? Per se. That is a good point, though. I'm not going to say it's not. But at the same time, you got to love it, too. Melinda B said, I always wonder why van and schoolie people never do the East Coast trip. So much history and beautiful scenery there. I mean, I do know that the west side of the U.S. is a lot more van life friendly than it is over there, but I do see a lot of people on the East Coast. I just think it has more to do with like where you're from and the places that you want to see. And again, most BLM land is on the west side of the U.S. So Gmail user, I mean, that's a good question. The thing is, I don't know if that's kind of, I feel like that's a video I should do for that specific question, just hygiene in general. And I thought about doing that too, because I do have some female van life hacks when it comes to certain things on that topic. So maybe that's a video I'll do and I'll answer that question. I don't feel like that's something that everyone in this live chat wants to hear about. Heather Cape said, what is your must-have in a bus? I would say a must-have in van life, bus life, nomadic life in general. If you are living in a rig, even in a car, like if that's like your home and you're gonna be in there all year long, the best investment I ever made in my van was putting a diesel heater in it. And Chinese diesel heaters are cheap and they will keep you warm in the wintertime. Like you can open a window down, you roll your window down in the summer and it's bearable, but in the winter you can only put on so many blankets and it's still cold. So diesel heater for sure, must have. Tennessee said, what's your favorite season? Ooh, I don't know. Say fall. Favorite time of year though. The Salty Monkey said, do you have a TikTok? I have a TikTok. I don't really use it. Okay, once I get caught up on these questions, I'm probably gonna hop off. Lisa said, when is your next video coming out? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for my next video. If I do one before we get back to the buses, because my next video is going to be me working on, I don't know that that's gonna happen within the next few days. So I don't know. Mary said, so driving back home in the winter won't be a problem. I mean, everyone drives in the winter. It just depends on your situation, I guess. Let's see. Secure Team 10 is the most popular alien channel, and its background music puts me to sleep. Interesting. I'll definitely go check them out. Abigail Lee said, what are some nomad-friendly apps you use or have heard of? I have a whole folder for this on my phone. Let me go look at it. So Boondockers Welcome is one. Seeker, I do have Airbnb in there. The Dirt, but that's for like obviously if you want to get an Airbnb. iOverlander, All Trails, and what's this one called? Recreation something. Oh man, they're downloading. Those are the apps that I have on my phone that I use when I'm on the road. That depends on her schedule. Using a regular 12-volt car batteries. Isaac's shaking his head, yes.
Yeah, they're inexpensive, but they're just not long. It's not a long-term solution.
He said they're inexpensive, but it's not a long-term solution. So there you go. Brazos Valley Soaps, hey, said, what's your favorite food hack for bus life? Oh, I don't know. Food hack. So when I lived in my van, all I had was a propane stove, a burner, and that's it. I didn't have a fridge. I didn't have a microwave, obviously. I didn't have anything like that. So all I had is a pan and some heat. And I ate a lot of soup. I probably ate more soup than I ate of anything. So food-wise, I don't know what I would say. And I haven't done a lot of cooking. I haven't done any cooking in my bus. But I will have a propane burner and stuff in my bus. And I'll have a fridge. So I'll be able to cook a lot more stuff. Healthier stuff, not just canned soup. So right now, dry foods, you eat a lot of canned soup. I didn't eat a whole lot of ramen noodles. I just ate like a lot of Campbell's. Let's see. A tour of Bend. I don't even know. I would be going on this tour with you. Heather Cave said, do you have an idea of how many outfits, pairs of shoes, etc. that you take? I wonder how much you take along. For this trip, I thought we were going to be gone for like 3 days. And so I always bring extra clothes because I'm moody and I'll change like 3 times a day. This is my second change for today. I was wearing something else earlier and I'll probably change again. So I think I have 4 t-shirts, a few pairs of shorts, a couple dresses, some PJs, and another shirt, a couple pairs of leggings, just a couple of outfits for every mood. Nice shirts, comfy shirts, in between shirts. Did you finish it already?
Finish what?
What did you just send me?
No, I just got done editing all the photos from the whole trip so far, and now I'm about to start the video.
Okay. Georgia Peach said, what's your number one goal in life? My number one goal in life is to just be happy. I think, I just want to be happy. I spent a long time trying to provide happiness that I didn't focus on my own happiness. And so that's my goal, is to just find peace and find happiness and learn to love myself the way I deserve to be loved, because you can't rely on other people to love you the way that you need to be loved. And I feel like that gives you a better sense, or that gives you a better ability to love other people the way that they deserve to be loved when you're loving yourself the way that you should be loved, if that makes sense. Barbara said, what does your other siblings think about your bus van life, and will you visit them on your travels in the schoolie? So I think at first they were a little skeptical and they weren't really sure how to feel about it. Even my mom kind of was, but I think now that they've seen me do it, I know that my mom will always probably be worried about me on the road. She's a mom, that's what they do. So she's always going to be worried, but she does support me, and she does just want me to be happy. She thinks it's cool. She's even thought about buying a van or something and being a traveling nurse and doing that. And then obviously my little brother bought a bus and he's into it. And my oldest brother wants to buy a travel trailer, and he wants to do more of live in an RV park and travel here and there. But I think it's kind of opening everyone's eyes to what could be, and that you don't always have to live the traditional lifestyle. So I think that that's a really cool aspect of the journey that I've been on as far as what my family thinks. And yes, of course, I visit them when I go into town. Every time I go to Texas, more often than not, I visit my sister. One of my brothers lives in Houston now, so I'll be going to visit him often. Cameron said, Jaylena, you're such a positive person. So on a video about how you made this unexpected event into a lemonade event. Oh, that'd be cool. That's a good idea. I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to try and go through and see if I can find any good comments right now before I jump off. I think I'm caught up. So, let's see. I think I'm caught up and I'm good on comments. So I'm going to call it for this Q&A. I thought the questions were going to be a little bit crazy, so thank you guys for not doing that to me. But I think Isaac's working on a vlog of the whole trip. So I just did one day, and he's doing a vlog for the entire trip. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So if you guys want to see more of our trip and all of the craziness that happened with the bus, go subscribe to Schooliana. And yeah, we'll see you there. Hunter, I was gonna answer your question, but you got timed out, so sorry. Heather said respecting your privacy. So it looks like we got some trolls trying to jump in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will come up with something, and I'll see you guys next time on that video. So bye.